Good morning. It's Monday, the 22nd of January, 2018. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom talk. And it looks ever so nice outside. I have to say, can you see that? Have a look outside there. Look, the sun is bright. The sun is shining brightly. Hip, 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 hooray. The sun is shining brightly and we're going out to play. And I will be going out to play a little bit later on, boys and girls. As soon as I finish this morning's show, around about 5 to 10, I shall be taking myself down to the swimming pool and having my swim. Then I've got to go and sort a tyre out. I've got a screw in a tyre. So it's going down very, very slowly. But have to be sorted out, so I've got a little puncture to do. Now, the screw is in the tread of the tyre, so I'm assuming that can be repaired okay. If it was in, if it ever looks dodgy, I'll just replace the tyre. Very important things, aren't they? You know, possibly the most important part of the car, you know, the tyre goes where you're going along fast on the, not that I go fast on the motorway. You know, 55 miles an hour maximum I go on the motorway to save the petrol, dear. Yeah, it does make a difference. It makes a huge difference. You're not talking a couple of miles a tank. Oh, no. You're talking a trip at least to London from here by driving carefully on that. Yes, it's true. Let's. I just want to say hello to the early people this morning. Good morning to S. Gregorian, who is first on YouTube this morning. Good morning, sir. You're very, very quick on the ball today. What happens? Do you get an email from YouTube? I'm not quite sure how that works. Good morning, Andrew Parker. Welcome to the show. And over on Facebook Live, let's say hello to Diane Jebb, first one this morning. Good morning, Diane. Ray Reynolds is there. Morning, Ray. Oh, I missed you last night, mate. No, it's tonight, isn't it? For some reason, I keep thinking today's Tuesday. Why is that? Oh, that's because there's no karaoke tonight. It is Monday, isn't it? It is Monday. 22nd. Yeah, it is Monday today. There's no karaoke tonight because they're having some new wallpaper put up. New bit of wallpaper, new bit of paint, couple of new lights. Oh, yes, it's all happening at Central Station. So no karaoke tonight, OK? Don't turn up there. I mean, I did think about setting up with my car, opening the back door and setting up on the back of the car. We could have had a sing-song there. Might be an idea to try that next time. Good morning, Julian Clark. Top hypnotist. Good morning, Julian. Andy Baker's there. Good morning to Gary Butler. Did you see your new bits on the opening video there, Gary? Got a new opening video. Morning to Stacey Butler. And morning to Danny Gibbs. Morning, Danny Gibbs, who's perving this morning, boys and girls. Danny Gibbs is perving because he's got decorators in the house, haven't you, Danny? Dear me. Cool. Oh, could you just climb up that ladder so I can have a closer look at your bum as you're going up? Is it a bit like that, Danny? Are you taking around tea and toast? Oh, would you like a little bit of tea? You know, anything to try and get on their right side, am I right? Oh, Danny and I, we used to go out on a Saturday night. And a Sunday night and a Friday night, actually. He would turn up at wherever I was working, my mate Danny. And he was actually living with me for a few months, I think, about 2 or 3 months. He was living here with me. And he would meet me after work. A particular place was the Long Island Tea Shop, which is no longer there. Now, that was right in the centre of London. What was the name of the place? Is it Five Dials? I don't know what it's called now, but there's a place near. Oh gosh, I can't think of the name place. Not the String. It was opposite Stringfellow's place. Whatever road Stringfellows is on, it was opposite that on a corner where kind of five roads meet, like in a star formation. It's weird, the way these roads meet. And the Long Island Tea Shop was there. And I used to finish there, not late, I used to finish there at 1 o'clock and Danny would come and meet me from work and we'd go and get off our heads somewhere. That's a long time ago. But we had a laugh, didn't we? Yes, so Andrew reckons used to do karaoke papering, sing and hang paper at the same time. Might be an idea. I wonder if I could do that. Good morning, Paul Mosley, as well, joining us this morning. So that's it. I've got to do the tyre this morning after I've been swimming. Last night, I had a night off, Sunday off at the moment. I've got Sundays off at the moment until the other place reopens. And I loaded new songs onto the laptop because I've been falling a little bit behind with new music. And I have to say, looking at the charts and the dance charts, the music's got better. For a long period of time, I kind of fell out of love with the whole DJing thing, due to the amount of crap R&B stuff that there was on there. Not nice R&B, like Beyonce Crazy in Love. That's nice R&B. But sort of aggressive R&B and hip-hop and like Stormzy. And just horrible and loads of swearing and all that. Well, it seems to have moved on a bit further now. And we've gone back to having a little bit of a beat behind it. And there's some nice stuff out there. The Chainsmokers comes to mind. I love Justin Bieber's stuff, I've got to say. Most of his stuff is quite good. And who are those? What's that little group, that new boy group that can't dance? Raksu. They're the ones who have all got rickets. Look them up on YouTube. If you don't think I'm telling the truth, look them up on YouTube. Raksu, and watch the way they dance with their legs bent all the time, jumping up and down. And it's the same dance for every song they do. They were the X Factor winners, I think. 7 Dials. It was 7 Dials, was it? Okay, thank you very much, Julian. It was 7 Dials. So I was downloading lots of new songs last night and put those on my laptop. Mainly for Saturday night music, really. I do a job on Saturday nights, again, my main place of work, Central Station. And I think I've been guilty there, really, of playing a lot of old stuff all the time. Now, the crowd is older there. There is that. But Saturday night, there was a lot. The crowd was a lot younger on Saturday night, just gone. So I had to play more chart music, which I didn't have. So I cheated a bit and bought up Spotify, which it is a bit awkward. It's not as easy as just hitting the play button and playing it. It's a little bit more difficult when you're standing up on a stage. So I was playing newer stuff and I thought, well, this is working better for this crowd. Maybe I should start playing newer music on a Saturday night in order to bring newer people in, like younger people in. So I think I might try that on Saturday nights and see how it goes. But none of the rapping and R&B stuff like that. It's just too much. It really is. So I did that. Then I cleaned the bathroom. I cleaned the kitchen. I finished watching Victoria Series 1 now. I love it. Ready for Series 2? Now, is that on the ITV player, Series 2? I don't think that's on Netflix, is it? Series 1 was on Netflix. Oh, they got Netflix news. I saw that this morning. Netflix news is that they're investing even more money in programming. And I will say there's so much good stuff on Netflix. It's comparable to watching BBC One, but not paying the licence fee. Netflix. Well, I paid that last night, licence fee. £147, was it? Oh, dear me. No eating for me this week, dear. Or for this month, come to think of it. No eating. No. Netflix is like comparable to the programming on BBC One. I think it really is very, very good. And they were saying on the news this morning, they don't make money because they're putting all their money at the moment into programme making. And making. I've got mating on the mind this morning for some reason. Making. And it shows. It absolutely shows. And it's $9.99 a month. I pay for the Ultra HD thing, 4K. $9.99 a month. And it's worth every penny. I'm hardly watching any normal television, so to speak, now. It's all Netflix. And of course, Netflix has been around for a while. I've only just joined it a few weeks ago. So I've got an enormous back catalogue of stuff there. So I watched the end of Victoria. So I finished Series 1. I'm watching a series called Travellers about these people from the future. And they come back and the world has gone all wrong. Everyone's dead. Everyone, well, mind you, sometimes I look in some of the clubs I work in and they look dead anyway, dear. Walking around like zombies. Like that, ain't they? Zombie. That always scares my nephew, great-nephew George. Let's do zombies. I think he says, his dad Ben says, let's do zombies, and we go around. Great-nephew George, he likes to be a Cyberman. Honestly, he likes to be a Cyberman, and one of my great-nieces, Emily, likes to play victim. So George marches around, and in front of him is great niece Emily, who runs in front of him, screaming her head off. Ah! I love it. Oh dear. So yeah, Travellers I'm watching as well, Victoria, and loads of more stuff on there waiting for me to be watched. Then I made some vegetable risotto and had that and went to bed. So a very busy night, you know. There's no, like, if I have a night off, it's not like I'm still at home not doing anything at all. I can't do that. I just can't do that. What about you? Are you someone, you get back from work, you just put your feet up on the chair and watch the telly for 8 hours on end? I used to do that when I was younger. When I was a teenager, oh yeah, I would come back from school, 13, 14, 15 years old. I might go out with my friend Peter Watts on our bikes. We lived in Roehampton, southwest London. We used to go out on our bikes to Powell Park and Richmond Park and Wimbledon Common. And we'd come back from there and then go home. And then my feet would be up in front of the telly all day long. Mum and Dad used to just go along with what I wanted to watch. I'd be sitting there with my remote. Did we have a remote control? Can't remember if we had a remote control back then. I think you had to physically get up off the chair and turn the telly over. God's sake, that was our exercise in those days. Paul says, I bought Slimming World burgers on your recommendation. They were very good. Oh, glad. I don't think I've tried those Slimming World burgers because they got meat in there. You know I don't eat dead animals. We don't be eating dead... I've got some dead animal news in a moment for you, Peter. I'm glad you like them, Paul. S. Gregorian is watching both of our YouTube streams. You don't need to have two, dear. Just watch one or the other. No need to watch both at the same time. Good morning to Christopher Ireland, who says, what software do you use to multi-stream? Something called Restream. 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 Have a look at that. All right? Restream. Works very well. Andy recommends Stranger Things. Oh, okay. Let's write that down. Stranger Things on Netflix. I'll have a look at that. Thank you very much, Andy. Don't give us too many programmes to watch. I just can't keep up with it all. And that is the true. That is the true. Andy says, if they get EastEnders on Netflix, I will say goodbye to TV licence. Do you know the last whole episode? This is true, Andy. The last whole episode of EastEnders I watched was when Den served the divorce papers on Angie on a Christmas night. Now, what year was that? That's got to be 1985, 87, 88, 89. Something. I'll never forget that. And this, Merry Christmas, my darling. And he gave her the divorce papers. I love it, dear. I love it. Good morning to Rod Brown. I do remember that one. Good. So that's Stranger Things. Now, talking of dead animals, look, do you like Fray Bentos pies? Do you? I used to eat those. They come in a tin, didn't they? They had a very specific taste to them, these Fray Bentos ties. Anyway, in this morning's Super Soarway Daily Mail Online, here it says, outraged pie lovers have slammed Fray Bentos for cutting the amount of meat in its iconic tins. Now, I've got two thoughts about this. Number one, anything that helps you poor little meat lovers to eat less dead animals, in my mind, is a good thing. On the other hand, why do they keep making things smaller and smaller and with less food inside them? I've done it with everything. Have you seen the Mars bars now? Have you seen the Mars bars? You've got to get a microscope out to see the damn things. I went into Martin's, the newsagent, the other. Where are the Mars bars? They're on there, and I said, where? I can only see dust. And the woman says to me, no, they're not particles of dust. They are Mars bars. That's how small they are. The biggest shock I ever had with sweets, curly whirlies. They used to be this big. It used to take us 4 weeks to eat one. Now, 3 seconds and the damn thing's gone. Curly whirlies. Oh, they were so bad for your teeth, aren't they? Yeah. Curly, they're so chewy. And as you're chewing it, and you bite down, and when you bite up again, you leave a filling. You leave a filling in the toffee in the chewing bit. Oh, I love it. I haven't had a curly whirly for ages. The story goes on. Named after a city in the cow-rearing South American county of Uruguay. Let's have a look. The brand in the UK has been owned by Baxter's of Fauchambers, Scotland, since 2011. Pie fans have complained that the famous tinned Fray Bentos, a staple food for millions for millions for 60 years contains less meat than it used to. Maybe they've run out of cows or chickens or budgerigars. Can you eat budgerigars? Oh, those poor little tweeting. There'll be no songs, will there, if you keep eating all the birds, dear? Bad enough now walking around in silence. No birds singing. One Amazon purchaser posted online, deep feel, Fray Bentos are the sort of company that buy a 20-foot swimming pool and empty a pint of water into it. Someone said, I bought stewed steak to put under the pie crust in the end, just as well as I enjoyed a pie crust or would have received a 1-star review. Jean Rost she was raged about another Fray Bentos teen saying, had a chicken pie last night and still looking for the chicken. There was none, not even 1% chicken, never again. Pastry was good, never again. They all love the pastry. I remember the pastry on this Fray Bentos pies. I do remember the pastry and it was always very, very tasty. Someone else says, I bought 2 meaty puds, was really looking forward to them. What a letdown. The suet was really thick and heavy. I know it can't be like homemade, but where was the meat? I had a very small pieces of kidney and the rest was just gravy with some very small bits except for the large piece of very nasty fat. And you don't expect to get fat in pies that you've bought, do you? You know, you just wouldn't expect to get a piece of fat. A spokesperson for Baxter's said Fray Bentos takes pride in providing affordable meals for millions of customers every day. We believe our pies deliver great value for money with the same great taste that has made them a family favourite for over 60 years. We do, however, take all our customers' feedback seriously. So there we are, the Fray Bentos pies. Did you ever eat Fray Bentos pies? Did you? I do remember them. I used to eat them all the time. They were nice. All come in those little tins and all sealed nicely. Andrew says, Fray Bentos always sounded like a Spanish singer. Jolé! Hola! Ole! With castanets as well. Castanets. They should give away free castanets in that case with every Fray Bentos pie, I reckon, to replace the meat. Paul says, ever put a curly whirly in the fridge? Even worse. Oh, you will have no teeth left. Can people with false teeth eat curly whirlies? There's a question. Who's got false teeth on? Who's got false teeth? Can you eat curly whirlies? Or is that just a big no-no? Incidentally, gang, coming up at 10 o'clock on uploadradio.com is this week's music and chat show that I've recorded for you. Hope you enjoy it. I've got a lovely bit of classical around about 10:20 to 11 this morning. Da 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 yeah da da da. It's the Hungarian dance. I think that's how it goes. Da 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 yeah da 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 da. Just in case you're new to the show, every Monday morning at 10 o'clock. I do a music and chat show, and you can find that at uploadradio.com. No pictures, just talking and music, like on real radio. Well, it is real radio. It's on DAB, dear. Uploadradio.com at 10 o'clock, okay? Good morning to Pradip, who says, I don't even understand what he is really talking about. Well, pay a little more, but I'll tell you what, Pradip, in that case, if you don't understand it, my friend, let's block you. Goodbye, gone. I haven't got time for idiots on the show this morning. There's another one gone. Good morning to the lovely... Oh, hang on 1 minute. Let's just close that now. Good morning to the lovely Mary. Good morning, Mary. How are you this morning? Lovely to see you. I haven't seen you for a little while. I hope you're well. Andy says, do you remember the wagon wheels? They're like a proper wagon wheel. And they were that big. Wagon wheels. Again, tiny little things now. They're like small medallions. The sort of size of, you know, those little round mint chocolates. I can't remember what they're called now. Mint chocolates, yeah. Mint chocolates, something like that. All right. Now, how about going shopping and not having to go to the checkouts? Well, we can already, can't we, in a way, with the self-service checkouts. What if we're none of those either? How about this? Amazon this morning. Now, I saw this morning on BBC Business Live. It was a very good looking presenter on there this morning. He's got fair coloured hair and he's a about 34, 35 years old. Not Ben. Oh, I can't think of his name now. I can't think what his name was. It was him and it's usually a bloke and a woman doing that. And when they go to America, every morning they cut to someone in America, and there's a particular lady on there who's just like a robot. She's just like no personality whatsoever. I think she's got something possibly slightly wrong with her face because only one side smiles. But that I'm only using that term to describe her to you, so you know who I'm talking about. So only one side of her face smiles. Maybe she had maybe she had a stroke at some point or something wrong there. But only one side of her face smiles, and she's just like a robot. I don't feel she's talking to me. She's talking at me. You know what I mean? Anyway. It says on the BBC News website this morning, thank you, Viscounts. They're the ones, Paul. Viscounts. Those wagon wheels are like Viscounts now, but without the silver wrapping. Maybe they wanted to save money on the pretty paper. That's what it is. In a move that could revolutionise the way we buy groceries, Amazon has opened its first supermarket without checkouts. Human or self-service to shoppers on a Monday. Now, what do you think of this? No checkout, people. How clever is that? Now, I've got some thoughts on this. It depends where you usually shop. And I've noticed that staff in different shops act differently. The best staff, and there's no question in my mind about this, are the staff in Waitrose. They talk to you. They've got time for you. If you want to find something, they will walk you to wherever it is. Wonderful. Not the temporary staff. That's a different thing altogether. Because that's another thing I've noticed in Waitrose. Now and again, they seem to get temporary staff in who are not interested. They just sit there stacking up the shelves. The proper Waitrose staff are really, really nice people. I don't think I've come across any Waitrose staff that have been rude or disinterested. They're wonderful people, and I would class some of them as very good acquaintances to me when I now go in Waitrose in Bracknell. Now let's think. There's Linda, there's Jackie, there's the manager who's often at the till. They get their hands dirty as well, although he's moved now. I think they've got another manager now, and he's not popular with the staff. Young bloke he is, probably trying to make his mark. You know the sort. Or early 30s is a bit of a problem age. It is early 30s, and the young early 30s blokes are always trying to make some sort of mark of their own on the business, aren't they? You know the sort I mean. If you're over 45, you'll know exactly what, he's in his early 30s. That's going to be a problem. Because they're trying to make a mark. They haven't made it yet. These people haven't made it yet, so they have to upset everyone else around them while they're trying to make it. Sad people, they really are. Anyway, so all the wonderful staff there, and our favourite member of staff in there is Michelle. We love Michelle. She's got like this square haircut, and she's often doing something like that on the till. Oh, hello, how are you? All right. And she said, what are you doing here on a Sunday? Oh, well, I've got nothing else to do today. Oh, you don't want to come in here on a Sunday? Look at the people in here today. She's a bit like that. It's hilarious. She is hilarious. Once I dropped a bottle of sun-dried tomatoes in olive oil, and I went walking around to her. I said, Misha, I'm ever so sorry. She said, oh, hello, how are you? I said, I'm all right. I said, but I've had an accident. Oh, have you? I said, what have you done? I said, I've dropped something. What have you dropped? I said, it's sun-dried tomatoes, not in olive oil. I said, yeah. She went like that, went storming off out the back and got this powder. She said, so I went round to the place where I dropped the thing and just sprinkling. She said, look at this. I've had to get the special powder out for this. We love her. So that's the staff in Waitrose. At the various end, I find the staff in Morrison's quite helpful. Morrison's staff are nice. Tesco's staff kind of are getting on with their own job, but they're okay as well. Aldi staff are far too busy to talk to you. They are just busy, busy. They do not stop. If you ask them something, they're okay, they'll answer you. Worst staff, Sainsbury's. What a miserable load of bastards they are. Sainsbury's, not only the staff, but the customers as well. They are miserable, miserable, miserable in Sainsbury's. Horrible people, and I hate going there. I've got a big Sainsbury's up the road there. They seem disinterested. There was recently there's a little fat bloke who works in there. He's about, I think he's early 30s actually, maybe late 20s, early 30s. He's got a beard, little fat bloke. He's always carrying stuff, looking at everyone as if he hates them all. And I picked up something once. I can't remember what it was, grapes or something like that. And I looked and I put it in my basket. I'm moving along and then I saw something else. So I just took the grapes back out, put them perhaps not in the right place, but still in the cold thing. He came running over as he was passing, picked them up like that, give me a filthy look and put them back where they were supposed to be. Miserable people in Sainsbury's. They are. And then you got one old bag who is not necessarily old, you know, young or old, but you call them old bag. Well, some old bag who's standing, and some old bloke as well, actually. There's an old bloke who does it as well. And they stand in the middle of the self-service checkouts. Miserable, miserable, miserable people in Sainsbury's. I hate it. And the only reason I go is because it's quite close. I rarely go in Sainsbury's. And the petrol filling station's exactly the same. They are miserable, miserable staff in Sainsbury's. There's like 4 checkouts in the petrol station. You're lucky if one of them is open. And there'll be a queue a mile round and some stupid cow who's continuing to put the Mars bars on the shelf while the queue gets longer and longer, waiting for the one blooming checkout that's open. Waiting for the one checkout that's open. I hate Sainsbury's. My mum used to love Sainsbury's. That was her favourite shop. In the 70s, when we were all little children, we used to go trundling over to Sainsbury's in Kingston, which is actually a relatively small shop in compared to certainly the one we've got up the road and most Sainsbury's. She used to love Sainsbury's. I don't remember any issues in there. I always remember queuing up at the checkout for like 10 minutes or so while we're trying to get through with all our stuff. But in those days, we never used to just go to the supermarket for all our stuff. She would go to the market and other places as well that were around there. And I remember the first supermarket I ever went into. That was a Sainsbury's in Peckham. We're talking about 1967, 1968. I would have been 5 or 6 years old. And we used to go into Sainsbury's, and it was a long, narrowish shop with counters either side and in the middle. So you could go right the way round. But there was no self-service. You would go to the counter, you'd find a member of staff waiting behind the counter for you, and you'd go to them, hello, can I have 2 tins of baked beans, please? And she'd give them your 2 tins, and you'd put them in a basket. And can we have half a pound of bacon, please? And they said, at the machine, nothing in a packet. There was nothing in packets. She'd cut off all this bacon and wrap it in a piece of paper. I can't remember if we paid separately for each items or you did it right at the end. I think we paid separately, actually. That was so you paid for the tins, then you paid for that, then you paid for that. And it was a marble top. I remember the top of the counter being all marble going right the way around the supermarket. And then, of course, it became self-service. Well, Amazon Go in Seattle has been tested by staff for the last year. It uses an array of, this is the Amazon supermarket where there's no checkouts and no self-service scanners. It uses an array of ceiling-mounted cameras to identify each customer and track what items they select, eliminating the need for billing. Purchasers are billed to customers' credit cards when they leave the store. Isn't this clever? Before entering, shoppers must scan the Amazon Go smartphone app, sensors on the shelves, add items to the bill as customers pick them up, and deletes any that they put back. The store opened to employees of the online retail giant in December 2016. So they've been testing this for over a year now, and it's been expected to allow the public to move quickly. But there were some teething problems with correctly identifying shoppers of similar body types. I mean, if I went in there, you'd probably think it was Cristiano Ronaldo walking around, until you saw my face. wouldn't you? If we're talking about Tom Daley, when I take off my clothes, I do look like Tom Daley. It is true. You know, I might even buy the little swimming trunks as well. Not his own. I don't know if he's selling his own pair. I might possibly be tempted to buy those off him. But, you know, I could probably get away with a pair of Speedos now as well. Yeah, it's true. It's true. They had teething problems correctly identifying shoppers, similar body types, and children moving items to the wrong places on shelves, according to an Amazon insider. But what a great way to go, I think. You know, unless you like talking to the staff like they have in Waitrose. Just imagine you could go into oh, there's another one there. Is that just a moment? What's that now? Sorry, I think I've done something wrong here. Oh dear, what have I done now, Mummy? Oh, well, I clicked something wrong here, which means I can't see my messages again. Oh dear. Ah, there we go. I've sorted that now. Yeah, I mean, it would stop you having to talk to miserable staff in certain supermarkets, wouldn't it? But I wouldn't want to not have people in Waitrose to talk to, because it's like a day out in there. It's like an outing. And you can see sort of lonely people going in certain places just simply for a chat, which is quite nice. But I'd like to see all the people in Sainsbury's replaced by robots. Kick them all out of a job. Yeah, that'd make it look even more blooming miserable, wouldn't it? Andrew says, Chris in Speedos walking around Sainsbury's shopping. Shall I try that? Shall I see if they let me in? Ha ha ha. Paul says it'd be interesting to find out what happens when the supermarkets completely ban plastic. Well, they used to. There used to be no plastic. There wasn't any when I was a child. Everything was wrapped in paper. It wasn't a problem, was it? No. Wasn't a problem at all. Christopher Ireland says, new one for you. Have you heard of the IV vitamin drips? I'm away to get different ones that boost energy, immune. £280 for a 1 hour drip? All the celebrities are doing it and YouTubers. What would you do? No, I wouldn't bother with all that. You don't need vitamins. You need to eat properly, Chris. You need to eat properly. Then you won't need people taking vitamin pills. They did a survey a few years ago of all these people that took vitamins, and they found, you know, over a long period of time, you don't live any longer. So what's the point? Have you seen the price of some of these multivitamin tablets? You're rattling around like anyone. IV drip. I think, doesn't Simon Cowell have that? An IV drip with vitamins in it? No, I don't think so. Don't think I'll be wasting my money on that. Not when I can save up for a new car or something like that. Have a look in Iceland for your Slimmers World stuff. Yes, correct. Iceland have their own Slimming World stuff. I've got a weigh-in tomorrow. I'll let you know how that goes. I'm predicting tomorrow I will be 11 stone and 13 pounds. I should be 12, so I'm still under my weight at the moment. I should be 11 stone and I'm finding it harder to get back up to my weight than it was to lose 2 stone, to be honest. Good morning to Joey Millen. And there we are. That's it. Right, let's do today's birthdays. I don't stay with you too long because I've got my music and chat show at 10 o'clock. Uploadradio.com is where you want to be for that. Hope you enjoy it. It's music from all time, new, old. Everything's in there. A bit of Barry Manilow. There's a ballad right at the very end of the show. Halfway through the show, a little bit of classical music, which you will know from films and television and all that. So uploadradio.com at 10 o'clock. Don't forget, no karaoke tonight. We're closed for a refit. Here come today's birthdays. Happy birthday today to Michelle Jorgston, who's a very young 33 today. Happy birthday, Michelle, darling. John Child, 46 today. Is it 46? I hope you're not off tonight. Don't be off and come down to the pub for your birthday, because it's not on. We're closed just for one night, okay? John Child, happy birthday to you, sir. Come and sing us a song. Adrian Grisk. Adrian Grisk, happy birthday to Adrian this morning. Dave Doyle Kari, happy birthday, David. Mary Flick, one of our wonderful Manilow ladies. Good morning, Mary. Long time no speak. Happy birthday to you, Mary. Sheriff Stewart is 33 years old today. Happy birthday, Sheriff. Lisa M. Kingswood today is 39 years old. And Gary Cummings. Gary Cummings, who owns, not manages, who owns the Golden Lion in Sydenham. Someone I met a few years ago, and we've become great friends. Gary Cummings today. I didn't realise you were 50, Gary, but that's what it says on there, so I assume it's right. Let's sing to you all. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Michelle, John, Adrian, Dave, Mary, Sheriff, Lisa and Gary. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, boys and girls. Okay? Have a lovely day. Don't forget, 2 minutes time. Go to uploadradio.com on the left. Listen now. Select any one of the 3 stations. I'm on all 3 of them, okay? Uploadradio.com for this morning's music and chat show. Thank you very much for joining me for the show this morning. What is it, Monday? I don't know what's happening tonight, actually. I've no idea what I'm doing tonight. I'm sure I'll find something. No doubt people, as soon as they find that I'm off tonight, will offer to take me out and wine and dine me. Perhaps not. Goodbye.